If you have ever tried to squeeze a massive mountain range or a cramped city apartment into a single frame, you know the struggle of not having enough room to breathe. That is exactly where this little piece of glass comes into play. It is one of those lenses that has been around for a while, but honestly, it still holds its own in a way that makes you wonder why people are always chasing the newest, flashiest gear. When you pick it up, the first thing you notice is just how light it is. It does not feel like a brick hanging off the front of your camera, which is a huge win if you are out walking all day or trying to keep your setup compact for travel. The range is the real star here. Starting at 10mm gives you that dramatic, ultra-wide perspective that makes everything look epic. It is perfect for architecture or those moments where you just cannot step back any further. Now here is the thing about the aperture. It sits at a constant f4. Some might look at that and wish for a faster lens, maybe an f2.8, but for a wide-angle zoom, f4 is actually quite manageable. It keeps the size down, and combined with the built-in optical stabilization, it handles handheld shots surprisingly well. You can get away with slower shutter speeds than you might expect, which is a lifesaver when the light starts to dip. What stands out, though, is the sharpness. It is not just about getting everything in the frame, it is about the detail. Even when you are pushed out to that 10mm mark, the images stay crisp across the frame. It does not have that weird, mushy softness in the corners that plagues a lot of cheaper wide-angle glass. You can get reasonably close to your subjects too, with a minimum focus distance of about 0.25 meters. It is not a macro lens by any stretch, but it lets you get enough separation to make a foreground element pop against a wide, sweeping background. Of course, it is not perfect. If you are a pixel peeper, you might notice a bit of distortion at the widest end, though modern camera software usually cleans that up before you even see it. And while the build is solid, it definitely feels more like a high-quality plastic than a tank-like metal construction. It is a tool, not a piece of jewelry. But look, for anyone shooting on a Sony APS-C body who needs a reliable, versatile wide-angle zoom that does not require a second mortgage, this thing is still a powerhouse. It is one of those rare pieces of kit that just gets out of your way and lets you focus on the shot. It might not be the newest kid on the block, but it is definitely one of the most practical choices you can make for your bag. If you want wide, sharp, and portable, this is pretty much exactly what you are looking for.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.